Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it and I hope that this video finds you well. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Initio Parfums. This one is called Rehab. I've had it in my collection now for a couple of years, since 2018 when it first came out, and despite the fact that I have featured it in so many lists, including making it #1 on my top Initio fragrances list, I've never actually done a full standalone comprehensive review on it. That's exactly what we're going to be doing today, so make sure to stay tuned. Before I begin my fragrance review of Rehab by Initio Parfums, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews here on YouTube, but also top 10 lists, giveaways, unboxings, special guests, and pretty much anything having to do with fragrances, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. All you have to do is click on that red button in the corner, and of course, while you're at it, please be sure to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. This way, whenever I do put out these videos, they will get delivered straight to your feed. Now, despite the fact that I actually acquired this bottle through my own means, this was not sent to me, I do want to disclose that this video is being shot in collaboration with FragranceUSA.com. I have actually used Fragrance USA a few times in the past. I have 100% trust in them. They have really hard to find designer and niche fragrances at some of the best prices that you're going to be able to find online, and there is going to be a giveaway attached to this video for a 5 ml decant. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is just leave a comment down below with what fragrance would you purchase from Fragrance USA if you had the opportunity to purchase any fragrance from them. So definitely make sure to visit the website. I'm going to leave the information down below, see what they carry, and then come back to this video and leave a comment down below and let me know if you had to purchase one fragrance from their website, which one would you purchase? And then I'm also going to be pinning the winning comment to the top of the comment thread in 1 week's time. So please be sure to come back to this video in 1 week to see if you've won. I'm also going to leave a coupon code that you can use down below on items on their website. So here we have it, Initio Parfums Rehab. This is a fantastic fragrance that I always go back to right around this time of the year, with 2018 being the very first year in which I wore this fragrance because that was the year of release. And this fragrance has vetiver, cedarwood, sandalwood, lavender, bergamot. It's a very bright and uplifting fragrance, but it also has that aromatic quality with some woodsy nuances in the base that really create an enduring and long-lasting fragrance. There's also something about it that kind of reminds me of like this pink pepper tobacco thing, and I think it's a utilization of that accord that kind of puts me in the mindset of the colder weather. And so I'm always inclined to wear this one in the autumn and the winter, just like Side Effect and Absolute Aphrodisiac. And there are so many offerings from this company that I think are fantastic for the colder weather. I'm excited to tell you more about the smell. Let's start with the presentation. So I do apologize for not having the box on hand. I actually left it in a separate location because I do shoot my videos from 2 different locations, but here you have the bottle. This is the only fragrance that is found in a white bottle. It has this silver reflective plaque here on the front. Initio Rehab is written at the top, and you have all of your pertinent information on the bottom. The cap for this fragrance does click into place. You can pick it up from the cap, and the distribution on the atomizer is nice and wide. Let's continue with the smell. So the opening of this fragrance is very bright and effervescent. You definitely get that bergamot in the opening. There isn't any distinct citrus per se, you know. Grapefruit has a tartness, orange has a bit of a sweetness in there, but the bergamot kind of gives it this nondescript citrusy opening, which I think is the perfect harmony for a lot of the other more characteristic ingredients that you're going to get in the heart and in the base. And of course, you get a lot of lavender in there, and the lavender doesn't come across too strongly, but it rather melds in very well with the other ingredients that are found in here. So it doesn't necessarily put it in fougere territory, which is what I'm trying to say. It's not an overly barbershop kind of a fragrance. Instead, you're going to get a little bit of like a peppery appeal, and I'm inclined to say that it's coming from the cedarwood because, as far as I'm concerned, sandalwood has a smooth, creamy, and slightly sweet aroma, so I'm inclined to say that that peppery nuance is probably coming from the cedarwood, but I think it's that peppery quality in conjunction with this tobacco nuance that I pick up in there that kind of makes this suitable for the colder weather and always puts me in the mindset of the fall and winter. I know some other people have also gone as far as to say that the opening kind of smells like a cherry tobacco, and I personally do pick up on that. I pick up on this slightly sweet quality in the opening, and it's interesting because when you look at the note breakdown, there really isn't anything sweet in here. I mean, perhaps some of the ingredients, maybe there's a hidden vanilla or vanillin in the base that kind of gives off that vibe, but they do utilize a lot of naturals in here, including the bergamot and the vetiver, and so that's the aspect of this fragrance that I think is really intoxicating in the opening. You smell it, you're greeted with all of these natural ingredients, you're greeted with the robustness of the cedar and the sandalwood and the vetiver, those green and earthy components, the woodsy nuances in the base, and it's a very complete formula. And that's what I like about it in the sense that when I do wear this one, I don't feel like I'm wearing something that's going to diminish after a couple of hours. It's resolute, it's long lasting, and it's enduring. And on my skin, it lasts, I would say, 7 to 8 hours, which is really good considering the season in which I choose to wear this one. Now, another aspect of this that makes me inclined to say it's a cold weather fragrance is because it actually reminds me a little bit of Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. Now, of course, they're not identical, and I've actually done a side-by-side. I've owned Spice Bomb for many, many years, but there's a little bit of tobacco-y nuance that I would equate to Spice Bomb, and it's something that's also found in 1899 Hemingway by Histoire de Parfum, also Rouge Smoking by BDK. So it is an element that is being utilized by a lot of different companies, but in this particular fragrance, I get more of that cedarwood, thus making it this woodsy, peppery variation of that jean, if you will. It's an awesome fragrance. If you're looking for something that's just slightly sweet, more on the woodsy side, really nice accent of lavender that is not overwhelming, but has that spicy tobacco-y quality that will inevitably put you in the mindset of autumn and winter. Definitely check out Rehab by Initio Parfums. Definitely one of my favorites from the brand, and it's probably my favorite for the colder weather, right next to Side Effect. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, like I said, I was able to compare it to Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf, but I listed a bunch of other fragrances that also kind of go in that territory. So it does kind of do its own thing. It has the cedarwood and the lavender and a lot of ingredients that are not found in some of these other fragrances that I mentioned. And so yes, it does stand on its own two legs, and I do find it to be a unique fragrance, and the overall smell is incredibly pleasant. Definitely one that you will get complimented on, one that other people around you will appreciate, and then one that will definitely put you in the mindset of the colder weather. In terms of the longevity, I get about 7 to 8 hours on my skin. Projection is very good for the first 2 to 3 hours of application, but it didn't actually start to sit closer to the skin until about that 6 to 6.5 hour mark, but you are able to smell it on your person for the entire workday. So it's a very long lasting fragrance, and you are going to get mostly those woodsy elements in the base that last much longer than, say, the bergamot or the lavender, or maybe some of the other ingredients that reside in the top and in the heart of the composition. It's also very versatile. So in terms of the versatility, I think it's perfectly unisex. Either a man or a woman could wear it. Perhaps it leans a little bit more on the masculine side, especially when you think of other fragrances that utilize a similar DNA. They're typically marketed for men, with the exception of Rouge Smoking, which I think leans feminine, but that's a different story. But very versatile in terms of gender. Anybody can wear it. I think this one is best suited for the colder weather because it does last a long time. There is an abundance of naturals being used in here, and I think anybody of any age can wear it. There is something about it that comes across smelling a little bit sweet, so I can definitely see it leaning a little bit on the youthful side, but I think somebody who's a little bit more refined and sophisticated and set in their ways can also pull this one off quite comfortably as well. In terms of the presentation, I know I don't have the full presentation for this one. I do apologize for not having the box on hand. It is in a separate location, but my final verdict on this fragrance is it utilizes a DNA that I absolutely love. I know tobacco is not listed as a note, but I am a huge fan of tobacco, and I'm picking up on a quality that's similar to that in here. A little bit of like a cherry vibe, a little bit of a cinnamony quality, and a little bit of that rosy pink pepper spiciness going on in here, which is awesome. Of course, the note breakdown looks quite different to the way that I described it, but I think that that's a testament that you should always trust your own nose. Always go off of what your nose perceives and just use the note breakdown of a particular fragrance as a point of departure, because in the case of this fragrance, while yes, I do pick up on a lot of the notes that are listed in here, I'm also picking up on the fragrance going in somewhat different directions that are not necessarily conveyed in the note breakdown. But all in all, an incredible fragrance, one of my favorites. Super happy to have this one in my collection, and I think I'm going to make it my scent of the day. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my review of Rehab by Initio Parfums. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for future videos, and make sure to enter the giveaway for a 5 ml decant by going to FragranceUSA.com, checking out all of the fragrances that they have to offer, and then come back here and leave a comment down below and let me know if you had to make one purchase from Fragrance USA, what fragrance would it be? And that's all you got to do, and I'm going to be picking the winning comment in 1 week's time. So definitely make sure to come back to this video in 1 week to see if you won. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you soon. Bye.